My word. I was not expecting to be doing another stream. I just finished coding Djokovic and Alcaraz, thinking, oh my word, our whole reality is coded. And then many people messaged me saying, did you see that Trump has just been shot at? And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure he did. And then I saw the footage. And what I'm going to do for you right now is do a live breakdown. I'm going to basically do the code right now for you. You'll see how I operate. Emmanuel actually told me, a few other people. God bless you, Emmanuel. Now, it's important that we don't just say stage. It's a joke. I see it. I saw the footage. It looked like it was from a bad movie. Like no doubt about it. And the way that Trump slowly reacted, then he got up, he said, wait, and he's got up and he's like that, like he's just won the UFC heavyweight championship. Like, that's not the reaction I would have if multiple shots were coming my way. I wouldn't be trying to get back up and giving it the big one. Do you know what I mean? I'd be fighting for my life. About all my word. Now, we're told that the shooter, again, it's up to you whether you believe this is all legit, but that the suspected shooter's dead, which is obviously highly convenient. It's very convenient. And this guy shooting, was it Lukaku? Was it Lukaku? Because surely if you're going out your way to shoot somebody or shoot a president, you've got some sort of experience with a gun. From what I heard, multiple gunshots went off and none of them were anywhere near Trump. Now, we're told that there was injuries, all right, to justify it. But Trump, nothing happened to him. So we know all about gun control and how the US is trying to take away your guns, which is dangerous. But it says Joe Biden has released a statement about the shooting that left 2 people dead and saw Donald Trump rushed off stage by the Secret Service at a rally of the ex-president's supporters in Butler, Pennsylvania. Now, I'm telling you, these Secret Service members, they look straight like Agent Smiths from The Matrix. And they were obviously risking their lives for Trump. And again, when you look at these Secret Service members, they were so calm. They were very calm. It's like there were all these gunshots coming off and they're all protecting him. But they weren't like that. They were just like, yeah, it was very surreal. Now, something I caught, which I don't know if you guys caught, is if you actually watch the video, you'll see in the background that there was multiple signs that says you're fired. Now, you fire a gun. You're fired from his days in The Apprentice. I'm sure it's aimed at Biden. But there were all these signs behind Trump saying, you're fired. And then gunshots are fired. How interesting is that? Now, how interesting if the Copa America final or the Euro final goes to a shootout? Remember, the Euros began on Donald Trump's 78th birthday. Imagine we see a shootout. So there's so much to consider here. It's quite incredible. Do me a favor, guys, and please hit the like button. Maybe this will be the video that rarely has people see. We live in a coded reality. This is a live code. This is just me putting together my observations, and I'm going to be guided to look into certain dates for you. As you know, I've just heard about this right now, and Emmanuel can back this up. I said, shall I do it live? He said, yeah, do it. I'm doing it for you. So I know that this is on the 13th of July, 137, the 33rd prime number. And we know how big the 33 is with the occult. And Trump is obviously heavily connected to the occult. Now, Donald Trump in gematria equals 48. We just had the eclipse on 4/8 in the US. And it was this attempted assassination of Donald Trump exactly 48 weeks before his birthday, which turns out to be 11 months and 1 day. And he witnessed 9/11, so he said, which was on a day leaving 111 days left in the year. Now, I find that just staggering, to be honest. So, Donald Trump, obviously running to become the 47th US president. Did you know that Spain beat England in the Women's World Cup final exactly 47 weeks before the Euro final between England and Spain? The under-21 final was England versus Spain. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. I know that there's royalty involved with England and Spain. We got the Spaniard Alcaraz playing tomorrow. He's got some wild numbers, but so does Djokovic. The code's on my website. It's absolutely wild. It's about the 2022 FIFA World Cup final, which Messi won, which he won, by the way, on 1812, didn't he? And the former Soviet politician, Joseph Stalin, all right, he has the 1812 birthday. Joseph Stalin, whose nationality, by the way, was Georgian. Another Georgia, another George. I remember Spain beat Georgia on the way to get into the Euro final. England's flag, St. George's flag. It's absolutely crazy. Joseph Stalin, you've got Joseph Biden. You got the World Cup that began on Joseph Biden's birthday, his 80th birthday. So this is what Biden said. I've been briefed on the shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania. I'm grateful to hear that he's safe and doing well. I'm praying for him and his family and for all those who were at the rally as we await further information. Jill and I are grateful to the Secret Service for getting him to safety. There's no place for this kind of violence in America. We must unite as one nation to condemn it. Now, they've been preaching this for a long time. If you watch the Copa America games, there was a lot of violence in the Colombia-Uruguay game. A lot of violence. Players, families being attacked and so on. Now, we have to be living in a coded reality, don't we? We have to be. There's no other way around it. And I've got to figure out why it was in Pennsylvania. I know it was admitted to the Union on 12/12. 12 times 12 is 144. The 144,000 sealed in the Bible. But I need to get to the bottom of why it's in Pennsylvania. So if anybody has any ideas, let me know. And hopefully I can add to what you find. So Obama's getting involved now. Obama says absolutely no place for political violence after incident at Trump rally. We have to accept that Obama, Biden, Trump, Bush, they all are working for Satan. Okay? And like I said, this is to take away your guns, which they've been trying to do now for a long time. Okay? And Nancy Pelosi is saying, I thank God that former President Trump is safe. Like, who's your God, Nancy? And they're calling it a horrifying incident. Well, like I said, the way that Trump responded, it's like somebody was shooting a water gun at him. It's like somebody was shooting a water gun. He was like, he did all of that. I'm like, I couldn't get my head around it. A span of 937 months from his birthday. Yeah. So 9/11 lasted it lasted 102 minutes. which is 1 hour and 42 minutes. It's why Alcaraz comes into this Wimbledon final with 14 titles and 2 titles this year. Why Spain have 142 all-time losses. Okay. Ericsson, who had his cardiac arrest, his birthday's 14 too. So today's a span of exactly 937 months after Trump was born, and 9/11 ended at 9:37 a.m. 9:37 is the 159th prime. He was indicted at one point on 15/9. So he witnessed 9/11, like I said. So again, just more to confirm what I've been showing you for years now, that our reality is coded. Like how on earth can it be denied at this point that our reality is indeed coded? So again, whether this was what we call genuine or not, we have to look at the dates that are given to us. We need to try and figure out why this is happening. What does it represent? That's like what I do with my codes. I try to get to the bottom of them rather than just win people money. I want to show you why Djokovic is playing Alcaraz, why Spain are against England, why Argentina against Colombia. I find that more interesting. I want to show you. It connects to the Bible. So this assassination attempt, it got me thinking about the Iranian politician who we're told was assassinated in a helicopter crash. Ibrahim Raisi, okay, born in Iran, died May the 19th, 2024. Let's check the date from when he was assassinated to this. Oh my word, 55 days. Satan, guys. Satan equals 55. Wow. There's no getting away from that 55 number right now. Remember Brady retired. He won Super Bowl 55, his last Super Bowl. Russia invaded the Ukraine the 55th day of the year. This 55 keeps popping up. It keeps popping up. That Alcaraz's birthday is May the 5th, 5-5. So I want to also see, Trump's often compared to JFK. I've shown you that. Oh my word, JFK was assassinated at age 46. Remember, Trump was born in 46. Now, the anniversary of JFK's assassination, 18 weeks and 6 days. 9/11 took place exactly 18 years and 6 months before coronavirus was declared a global pandemic. Donald Trump claimed to have witnessed 9/11, and he's given himself the name the father of the vaccine. What is this world we are living in? It still baffles me to this day that this is playing out. So again, I just see Uruguay are winning. Oh my word, in my code was the number 8, and they've scored after 8 minutes. What is going on? If Donald Trump becomes the 47th US president, his first day in office is going to be exactly 8 years after his first day in office, which turns out to be 96 weeks, which I've told you, the Queen died at age 96. Her Platinum Jubilee was 96 hours. England hosted Euro 96. Spain come into this Euro final with 96 all-time points. Kobe was drafted in 96. I think it connects to Revelation 9:6 is the 96s, to be honest with you, where it literally says, and in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. I think this is all the 96s. Remember, Messi came into the World Cup final with 96 goals for Uruguay, and he ended with 98, and the Queen died at age 96 on 9/8. I find it interesting, Djokovic comes into this Wimbledon final with 98 titles. He walked out of an interview after 98 seconds, but he can get his 99th, and Prince Philip obviously died at age 99 on the 99th day of the year, and he met Elizabeth on a tennis court. So I believe this world is a stage. I agree. But it's more of the deception. Satan's the god of this world. So there's deception. All right. And when we call them actors, I know what you're saying, but it's almost as if this code is just playing out like Satan's code. Yeah, let's check this out. Shall we check? I don't know what time it took place. That's a good point. Happened in Butler, Pennsylvania, 9 weeks before Jimmy Butler's birthday. Wow, and Jimmy Butler's been coming out, hasn't he? Like, very feminine. A lot of them are doing this now. So I just shared a video of Dwayne Wade saying he paints his nails now. Guys, don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, Jimmy Butler, Miami Heat. Miami is where the Copa America final is. Miami is where Trump resides. England on 611 wins. The issue, yeah, the issue with that is they can get the 612th. Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So yeah, the 611, the 612, both relevant, both biblical. The fourth plane crashed into Pennsylvania on 9/11. Flight 93. Sun is 93 million miles away, so we're told. Eclipse happened this year in America. That's really interesting. Remember, Argentina are going to be in the Copa America in the sunshine state of Florida, and they have a sun in their flag. That's very interesting. Gareth Southgate was born on 9/3, England's head coach. Guys, it's all connected. It's next to the road, Pennsylvania 68. That's interesting, guys, because this assassination attempt just so happened to be a span of 337 days before Trump's birthday. 337, the 68th prime number. All right, Adolf Hitler died a span of exactly 68 months after World War II began. All the world wars began in 68, date numerology pure. I know Gareth Southgate's first game for England as a player was on 6/8, Revelation 6/8, and I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. Now, a fourth is 25%. Djokovic is going for his 25th Grand Slam. It is just off the charts. It's off the charts. And also today with this assassination attempt, it just so happens by the numbers to fall on the following date numerology: 64, 28, 44, and 17. The word kill equals 44, 17, 64, 28. So this does seem like it's been completely staged. Completely staged. But who by? These are the type of questions that I ask. Who by? Why? What's the ultimate purpose? Did people get shot? Did they die? What's the purpose? Why on this day? Why is it a day before the Euro 2024 final? A competition that began on Donald Trump's 78th birthday? Why? There's some part of me that's like, you'll never really truly know why, but at least we're not one of these average people who are completely oblivious to this code. Kamala Harris, you've got to keep an eye on Kamala Harris. There are many people that say that Biden will step down, Kamala Harris is going to come in and run and win, and then Trump will be the 48th. I think he'll be the 47th. But again, shooter, man. If this is a shootout, if we see a shootout, imagine this Copa America game today finishes as a shootout. All right, so don't be shocked if Canada score and there's a shootout now in the US, and that goes straight to a shootout if there's no winner. So keep an eye on that. Mind control, distractions, possibly, but it just seems bigger than that. We already have so many distractions. We already have so many distractions, guys. So let me keep looking into this. There are only 9 numbers. Yeah, I know what you mean. England declared war on Germany on 9/3. Correct. New Wembley Stadium finished on the other 9/3. Bobby Moore died in 93. Kane born in 93. Yeah, Kane was born exactly 22 weeks after Bobby Moore died, who won the World Cup in 66 as the captain wearing number 6. And Elizabeth and Philip handed him the trophy. So what does this represent? Is this even more of a sign that it's going to be Trump in power? Is there going to be another assassination attempt where he does get shot? Which many people will believe will be biblical. He'll come back from the dead. We'll find out soon enough, but it's all heating up, isn't it? And again, shooting, guys, guns, it just connects. It connects to war. So just someone in the crowd died, they're saying. If you actually listen to it, there's so many gunshots. To say that only one person died in itself is a miracle. Let's see what they say tomorrow. Let's see what they say tomorrow. Let's see what Trump says. And guys, stop falling for we must unite as one nation to condemn it. Now, all these eyewitnesses as well, like, are they all actors that people say? I know there's crisis actors. I've studied them. I know there's a website where you can sign up to be one. But are they all actors? All of them aware? It's easy to think that if they're all part of the occult and secret societies and they're all fulfilling the role for the New World Order, that New World Order probably won't benefit them either. You actually look at where this world's going. So it was only a matter of time before this happened with Trump. Why? Because he's almost seen as a godlike figure. He's being persecuted. This is probably just going to get more people to vote for him. He was clutching his ear. There's got to be some symbolism with the ear, like when Mike Tyson bit off Holyfield, interesting name, his ear. And Trump was waving. Guys, I'm looking at the image now. He's surrounded by Secret Service. And he's waving. And it also looks like when you watch WWE, it looks like that. It does look like that. It does look completely staged. And like it says, former President Donald Trump was rushed off stage. So that backs up when everybody says the world's a stage, doesn't it? Like, he was on stage. There's this performance. He's waving to the crowd. Like, it's right there in front of you. So it says former President Donald Trump was rushed off stage by the Secret Service at a Pennsylvania rally on Saturday, which connects to Saturn, all right, these occultists worship Saturn, after shots were fired and taken to a local medical facility where he's receiving care, his spokesman said the former president will be fine, which they've put in quotation marks. So let's see what that is. This is when gematria is good, when you check out what the media's saying in quotation marks. Will be fine equals 52 and 56, just like Pope. All right, just like Pope. Like, will be fine. It doesn't need quotation marks. The reason the media use that is definitely the gematria value when they put quotation marks in it. I have no doubt that's why they do it. Oh my word, I've just seen Canada drawing. Guys, if this is a shootout, my goodness me. I've just seen Canada have scored in 22 minutes. 1-1. 22 is a master number, 11 is a master number. JFK was assassinated on 22/11. Canada just scored after 22 minutes to make it 1-1. No way. No way. And this is the third place matchup. It's World War III, guys. It's to see who finishes third. One spectator from the rally is dead and a second in serious condition, according to the Butler County District Attorney. The shooter is dead, NBC News confirms. A doctor at the rally told NBC News that he was sitting in the bleachers when he witnessed one death in the crowd. He said he saw the man get shot from behind and fall down the bleachers. Appearing to be instantly killed, he said he helped officials carry the man out of the rally. The Secret Service agents hurriedly ushered Trump off stage. Remember, Usher headlined the recent Super Bowl, which connected to Trump, okay, who's running to become the 47th US president. The recent Super Bowl was on 2/11, the 47th prime. It had 47 total points. It was played exactly 47 months after COVID was declared a pandemic. The Chiefs won it exactly 47 weeks after their coach's birthday. Donald Trump's the commander-in-chief for Operation Warp Speed, which was about rushing out the vaccines. This is a shooting. Another name for a vaccine is getting the shot. Remember, Kobe Bryant died the year COVID was declared a pandemic, the year that Trump was the president, and he's taken more shots than anybody in the history of the NBA. What else is it going on to say? So Trump's everywhere now. He's got those 34 charges. Somebody's tried to shoot him. He's running to become president. Secret Service later said Trump was safe, and Trump's campaign said he was at a local medical facility. The Secret Service has implemented protective measures, and the former president is safe. Let's see what Google says about the Secret Service, because all these articles have to continually repeat the Secret Service. Founded 7/5/1865, Washington, D.C. Alan Pinkerton was the founder. Born 821, 142nd prime. Died on 7/1. Remember, COVID declared a pandemic 71st day of 2020. And I look at these photos. So this guy was born in Glasgow, died in Chicago. Where are they getting these images from of people from the 1800s? Always look like paintings. What were people taking selfies in like the 1800s? These just look like drawings. It's a serious question. Where did they get photos of this Pinkerton who lived in the 1800s? Where are they getting these photos from? And there's an image of him doing the Masonic pose. Have you ever thought about that? Where do they get the images from? You can see now with the modern world where you get hold of images of people. Where were they doing it in the 1800s, guys? Where they get hold of these images is a great question. Everything is okay, wrote James Blair, Trump campaign and Republican National Committee political director. What about people with pompous job titles? So what do you do, James, for a living? Oh, well, I work for the Trump campaign. I'm a Republican National Committee political director. It's so pompous. You're just a liar, is what you are. That's what you do for a living. Anyone who speaks with the press, even on background or off the record, will be found and terminated immediately. Terminated. Now, I wonder if this brings together Biden and Trump, and that blood on his face looks like, guys, you know when you buy that fake blood for Halloween? You get that fake blood for Halloween, don't you? Maybe you dress up as a vampire. Maybe you're a zombie. Who knows? This blood on the side of his face, where did it come from? Did he get shot? Where's the blood actually come from on the side of his face? We're told the person who died was in the bleachers. All right. Where's the blood on his face come from? Is again another real, guys, I'm no FBI agent. You're not going to see me solving crimes. But where's that blood come from? Where did it come from? Again, any ideas? Let's check out Butler, Pennsylvania. Let's check out when this was founded. Remember in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, there was a butler, wasn't there? I'm telling you, Will Smith heavily connects to Satan, and he was from West Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the sixth church of Revelation. Satan, the Prince of the Air, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Let's have a look at your butler. It was incorporated as a city in 1918. That's when World War I ended. (1918). Goodness gracious me, guys. Debbie said a little girl beside them was crying that she didn't want to die and saying, "How is this happening to us?" That broke my heart, Debbie said. I'm always afraid he's going to be assassinated. Now, here's my mindset about this. Trump's doing all of these rallies. Where's the security if somebody's cruising in with a gun with multiple bullets in it? And how has he not already been assassinated? There's people who truly hate Trump. All right? Plenty of people who are mentally ill that hate Trump. Nothing seems to happen to him. Also, he commits all these crimes and he never gets arrested. He never goes to jail because he's the man of lawlessness. I've written about it in my book. I don't know if I'm going to add to my Trump book now. If I look in detail into this. Let's see the time from this attempted assassination from the Eclipse. Let's have a look at that. 96 days. There's no getting away from that 96. 96 days. It's Revelation 9:6, guys. I know 96 days is 13 weeks and 5 days, and Revelation 13:5 is all about the beast reigning for 42 months. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. 96 days is 13 weeks and 5 days. At this point, just announce another pandemic and announce World War III. I'm sick of waiting around for it at this point. Just announce it. Labour's in power in the UK. Red, second horseman rides a red horse, symbolizes war and bloodshed. Okay, Labour connect to war with Tony Blair. Conveniently, King Charles was coronated on Tony Blair's birthday. He connects to the war in Iraq when they found out that there was no weapons of mass destruction, despite killing so many people. They just, oh no, I think we got it wrong. All right, this is not a video game. This is people's lives. So just every passing day, it's getting more and more profound, but also more ridiculous. I want to know where I'm at. Like, I know who I am in Christ, but I want to know where I'm at. Not all this speculation, not all that Trump assassination attempt, but he didn't get shot. He's going to come across as a hero here. And I just have a feeling it's going to unite him and Biden in some strange way. Because they just debated each other. Trump annihilated him, as you would expect, as Joe Biden doesn't know what day it is, or at least the actor playing Joe Biden, I'm not even sure that's an actual, genuine, well, it is a person, but I don't think it's Joe Biden. And I know a lot of people will agree with that sentiment. And again, if it's not Joe Biden, then we know that there's wicked deception. If somebody's pretending to be the president of the US. Now, if it is actually Joe Biden, and he is this, 81-year-old guy suffering from dementia, if this is indeed the truth, how is he running the most powerful nation in the world is a very good question as well. So whatever it is, whatever the level of corruption is, there's questions to be asked. Why always does the US need somebody like in the 70s to be running the show? Trump's 78, Biden's 81. Guys, the average person dies around 70. Like, from what I've read, like, the responsibilities of the US president are endless. Guys, these people are 78, 81. They're running a nation. So when you're going out to vote for these people, what's like a genuine question? What's going on in your head? Do you not ask these questions? Like, why am I putting my faith in somebody who really should be dead at any moment, according to statistics? Why do I believe this guy's going to save my nation? And when it says let's unite, what does that mean? We know we live in a fallen, broken world. We ain't all going to unite, and we ain't all going to be on the same page. So when they're pushing, we must coexist. We have to coexist. We can't in a fallen world. There's genuine evil here. I'm not coexisting and supporting evil and deception. I just won't. So what other dates can I look at? Let me look from when the Georgia Guidestones came down. No way, guys. The US just turned 248 years old, and Trump was just shot at a span of 24 months and 8 days after the Georgia Guidestones came down on 7/6 on George Bush's 76th birthday. And this Canada-Uruguay game, the fact is, like I said, if this goes to a shootout, it's just outrageous. And there's just no way that Canada should be competing with Uruguay. If this was genuine, there's just no way it should be happening. They shouldn't be competing with them at all. At all. There should be no competition. And that's why I've just turned off from pro sports. They're not real. The outcomes are not what we think they are. They're not. Durrell, I've just seen this, brother. Thank you so much. Keep it up. I will. I'll keep doing this. When the Secret Service rushed him, they took him down and painted his ears. Very, very possible. Svarli's here. My brother Svarli. It's so sad that the whole world believes this. No wonder they play tricks on us. We are dummies. Society is fallen. The world is a stage. There's no doubt about it. But it's deeper than that. There's definitely spiritual aspect to all of this, guys. Okay, here we go. From Sandy Hook shooting till shooting today, 138 months. Donald Trump equals 138. Federal equals 138. Wow. Yeah, the Sandy Hook shooting. They're all Team Vatican, Team Satan, but I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. It's more than the Vatican. It's bigger than the Vatican. Satan's behind the Vatican. 28 deaths, weren't they, with Sandy Hook? You're not allowed to really talk about it. Adam Lanza was the shooter. He killed 26 people. That was in 2012, wasn't it? If Spain beat England, their coach is 21-2 for Spain. The Olympics were in 2012, which foreshadowed COVID in the Olympic ceremony, which is on YouTube. So, yeah, let's check that date. It was December the 14th. What year was it again? It was, 2012. Oh, my word. It's actually, guys, it's actually a span of exactly 139 months, which is the 34th prime number. And Trump was sentenced, wasn't he, with 34 crimes that he committed. That's 11 years and 7 months. He was supposed to be sentenced officially on the 11th of July. They changed it to the 18th of September. Let's check that then. 18th of September is now when he's going to be officially sentenced. It got changed. Oh, my word, a span of 68 days. A span of 68 days. Guys, Revelation 6:8 is about death. It's about taking out a quarter of the world through the 4 horsemen, which is pestilence like pandemics, war, famine. This is what's coming. That's going to take out a quarter of the earth. 16,763 days from Kobe's birthday. 1,938th prime. What happened in 1938? I know that was the year before World War II began. Canada kicks ass. Come on, bro. They're playing against Uruguay. And if they finish third, remember the upcoming World Cup's going to be in Canada, US, and Mexico. It's going to be 3 nations for the first time ever. And all the coaches are saying the professionalism of the Copa America and the USA was an absolute sham. All of them are coming out and saying the following. Let me just type something. What else can we look at, guys? What else can we look at with dates? Do you have any recommendations? Oh, Not Whack Jimmy, thank you so much. Thank you for doing the stream. This news gave me a good laugh because of how ridiculous it is. It is. It was the first time that I really watched an event like this where, again, I think it helps with the spiritual discernment. I wasn't laughing. I was more like, you know, when something's embarrassing and you're not necessarily laughing, you're just like, come on. I was just like that. Come on. I wasn't like, oh my word, Trump assassination attempt. There was no panic in me. It was just like, what is this? Like I said, why has he got blood on his face? But where did that blood come from? His Agent Smith's protecting him. What else have we got? Caesar connected to Trump. That is very true. Give to Caesar what is Caesar's in regards to the tax. Jesus is coming soon. Amen. Amen. 11 years, 153 days after lightning struck St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City on 2/11/2013. The 211's a big number. There's no doubt about that with that 211. Vatican City founded 211. Basilica struck twice by lightning on 211. Just trying to think of some more dates that I just scratched my laptop. Some more dates. Like I've got my Trump book. I've got so many numbers with Trump. All right, let's check from the election, which is November the 5th. That's another 55, by the way. 11 times 5 is 55. 115 days, guys. The election is on 11/5, and he's just been shot at 115 days before the 11/5 election. Lucifer equals 115. So does Masonic. The upcoming election in the US is exactly 48 months or 4 years after Boris Johnson put England into lockdown for COVID. Trump was just shot at exactly 48 weeks before his birthday. I told you the eclipse was on 4/8. Let's see what Revelation 4:8 is saying. I still can't believe that kind of the game's a draw. They must have scored about 5 or 10 minutes after I saw it. Revelation 4:8. And the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within. And they rest not day and night, saying, Holy, holy, holy. I talked about Holyfield, guys, with his ear getting taken off by Tyson. Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come. That's Revelation 4:8. And they just came for him exactly 48 weeks before his birthday. Remember, Israel declared its independence in 48, the year that King Charles was born. My goodness. Anything else, guys? I'm trying. Check out the Bible verses about putting blood on the right ear. Oh, yes. Okay. Right. Let's do that. Guys, can you hit the like button for me? Do me a favor. I'm gonna do what somebody's just recommended. Bible verses about blood on the ear. This could be crazy. All right. This could be really crazy. And again, thank you so much, Durrell. Thank you, Jimmy. I'm really grateful for the support. I really am. All right. Blood on the ear. Bible verses. It's going to take me a while to read this. Let me find a shorter one. Leviticus 14:17. And of the rest of the oil in his hand, the priest shall put some on the tip of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, on the blood of the trespass offering. Exodus 29:20. What does this say? Then shalt thou kill the ram and take of his blood and put it upon the tip of the right ear of Aaron, that was the blood of Moses, and upon the tip of the right ear of his sons, and upon the thumb of the right hand, and upon the great toe of the right foot, and sprinkle the blood upon the altar round about. Can anybody, let me check, can anybody confirm if it was Trump's right ear? It's his right ear. I can see the image. It was his right ear. Donald Trump's hair makes me feel better about mine. I'm just looking at his hair. Blood. Baron Trump. His birth is 3/20. Let's have a look at this. Baron Trump. Oh my, guys, I've just got another 115. This is what I do. Trump has just been shot at 115 days after Baron Trump's birthday and 115 days before the election, which is on 11/5. Which is bonfire night in England, which connects to fire, it connects to Parliament, Houses of Parliament, gunpowder, treason, and plot. Remember, the 5th of November. All right, watch V for Vendetta. That's a really interesting movie. Baron Trump makes political debut. At Father's Rally. Guys, have you guys, start looking at the wording. Look at the wording. Baron Trump is making his debut. Can somebody give me a woo if that's not hilarious? He's making his debut on the political stage. Like, what, is he an athlete? He's making his debut? What? No, none of the agents got hit. Like, it was, we told what I'm reading. One guy in the bleachers got shot. Like, how unfortunate, by the way, and how bad is this guy at shooting? And the shooter was killed. But we don't know who the shooter was. Guy, girl, where he was from. I'm sure we'll find out. But one guy got shot. So unfortunate, eh? Eminem just released a song called Antichrist. He just released a song called Antichrist. Donald Trump was a pal of Mike Tyson. That is correct, from WWE. Mike Tyson and Donald Trump are friends. Okay, and they both had that connection with WWE. Mike Tyson once angrily confronted Donald Trump and asked him straight, "Are you banging my wife?" This baddest man on the planet, is he? Okay, yeah, there's an image of Trump here with, guys, Trump's father, Frederick Christ Trump. Now, he looked evil. His middle name was Christ. And Tyson's got his thumb up, which is what Trump does all the time. I still don't know what that represents, that thumb up. Tyson's got the sun in his name, like the Son of God. Michael was an archangel that defeated Lucifer in the war in heaven. Michael Tyson. It says here, at one point, Tyson and Trump had such a close relationship that the heavyweight world champion briefly employed him as a business advisor. So again, the Tyson bit off Holyfield's ear, and I gave you the verse, and the four beasts had each of them 6 wings, which again, Trump was born in 46. World War I was 4 years, World War II was 6. And they were full of eyes within, and they rest not day and night, saying, "Holy, holy, holy," like Holyfield, Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come. Did you see that Iran's new president, his birthday is 929? And there's 929 chapters in the New Testament. Also, George Floyd was knelt on for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. There's literally, listen to this. The new Iran Prime Minister Okay, his birth is September the 29th, 929. There's 929 chapters in the New Testament of the Bible. And George Floyd, who I've said it all connects to Revelation, he was knelt on for 9 minutes, 29 seconds. It was originally 8:46 and it got changed. Why? Because people like myself said that's strange because 9/11 began at 8:46 and it took place in New York and the Twin Towers came down and George Floyd was murdered in the Twin City of Minneapolis. Then they changed it to the 9/29. Why? Trump is heading to a UFC fight now. Are you serious? I told you UFC is of the devil. And in the octagon, by the way, there's another 8. If Donald Trump becomes the 47th US president, his first day in office is exactly 8 years after his first day in office as the 45th. So if you're telling me right now he's heading to the octagon, is this a joke? That's an 8-sided shape, is an octagon. I'm sure he's not going there. He's in hospital being treated. But we are at a point where Donald Trump right now could be heading to the octagon and win the World Heavyweight Championship, and the average person won't say anything. That's where I just feel, and I'm not even being funny anymore. I just feel like we're at a point in society where he could do that. And people will just go, oh, yeah. People are just so done spiritually, unfortunately. There's reports that he still could go to UFC, okay? Yeah, it was his right ear. Donald John Trump equals 76. Today, Richard Simmons died at age 76. The Georgia Guidestones came down on 7/6 on George Bush Jr.'s 76th birthday. No way, like, Trump's going to be at the UFC. The snake poem is working very well. Guys, give me a woo if you want me to read the snake poem to you, which he said was anti-immigration. I'll read it out to you. All right. Do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button. I'll read this out. Trump is a snake. Satan is the snake of the Garden of Eden. All right. He led Eve to basically rebel against God and give in to temptation. Donald Trump is saying that the snake is about immigrants. Okay. Look how many immigrants are coming into the US. This is all by design by the devil. All right. Similar thing happened in the UK. That's why there was Brexit, because they said that the Eastern Europeans and Muslims were taking over the nation. All right. We're supposed to love thy neighbor, but we know how society works. It's a beast system. So what I'll do, I'll read out Trump's poem, which he's read numerous times. Yeah, he has given himself the title of the chosen one, just like LeBron James, just like Jose Mourinho. All right, these self-proclaimed chosen ones. So this is what he said, and the audience were cheering. So he said, on her way to work one morning, down the path alongside the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor half-frozen snake. His pretty-coloured skin had been all frosted with the dew. Oh, well, she cried, I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the snake. It's like putting your faith and trust in snakes, which is what people are doing now. with the likes of Trump. She wrapped him up all cozy in a curvature of silk and then laid him by the fireside with some honey and some milk. So we see that he's used the term fireside and he's used the term lake. It's got to be connected to the lake of fire. And he lives in Mar-a-Lago, doesn't he? Which means lake to sea. Now, she hurried home from work that night. As soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. So again, that's why people believe Trump's going to get killed and then revive. Like, again, similar to Jesus, who resurrected. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in by now, you might have died. Now she stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thanks, that snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you bit me even. Why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the snake. Now that is Donald Trump talking to the US. He's not talking to a specific person. He's not talking about immigrants. All right. He's talking about himself. And this is how Satan operates. They reveal the truth to you in a deceptive manner. So when you hear an A-list celebrity say, oh, yeah, sure, I drink baby's blood. Sure, yeah. Yeah, I do. They're telling you it without telling you it. And Trump's telling you that he's a snake. Like he said, look, you took me in once before and now you've taken me in again. Does that not show it's a reference to that, hey, you voted me in before? I'm a proven liar. And you're going to vote me in again? You have no excuse when that snake bites you. And Trump's about to bite the US. And if you're voting and putting your faith in him, do not be shocked if a snake bites you and that is poisonous and it makes you sick. Trump's always pretty much like told you who he is. All right? We know that he is the man of lawlessness. Okay? We know. We all know that. We know that he's gotten away with so many crimes. We know that he has a godlike complex when we know he's actually the complete opposite of Jesus Christ. He connects to 9/11. He connects to coronavirus. He connects to Revelation. He connects to the Catholic Church. He connects to Israel. He connects to the royal family. He connects to the Illuminati. Remember, his grandmother was born in Bavaria, where the Illuminati were founded. Heavily connects to the Church of Satan. He connects to all these icons, con artists, like Kanye West, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. He connects to the NBA. He connects to Hollywood. He connects to all these major tournaments, like the World Cup in 2018. Began on his birthday. This Euros began on his birthday. He connects to the moon landing. He connects to JFK, who also connects to the moon landing. He connects to Kevin Spacey. All right. He connects to George Floyd. He connects to the Georgia Guidestones. He connects to George Orwell's 1984. He connects to the Middle East. All right. He connects to the eclipses. He connects to all the wars. You will find connections for Trump everywhere, and deep and profound connections with Trump. This guy is connected to everything you can imagine. He's been in the public eye now for at least 30 years, at least. And he's still being worshipped Some people brush him off and just go, yeah, it's pretty funny, it's hilarious. I've got friends who do that. Did you hear what Trump said about Biden? He absolutely ruined him. It's like, it's all part of the show. It ain't hard to do that. All right? Donald is this masculine name. It's derived from the Gaelic name Domhall. All right? And this comes from the Proto-Celtic Dumnuolus, which means world ruler. Okay? He was born in Queens, was Trump. I can't tell you how much is connected to the Queen. I told you if he becomes president, again, his first day in office, exactly 96 months after his first day in office. And the Queen died at age 96. And the Jubilee was 96 hours. On 8/21, Trump declared himself the chosen one. I've shown you that the founder of the, what was it? The founder of the Secret Service was born on 8/21. 8/21 is when Trump said he's the chosen one. All right, 8/21 was also an eclipse date. All right, it was an eclipse date. And that's when he said, I am the chosen one. Now, in the Bible, Jesus Christ is the chosen one. And that's what you need to know. Jesus is the chosen one. It ain't Trump or LeBron or Jose Mourinho. All right, they called Drew McIntyre the chosen one in wrestling. Guys, there's only one chosen one, like there's only one God as well. People give more attention to Trump than God. That's the reality. Genesis 8:2-1. And the Lord smelled a sweet savor, and the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground anymore for man's sake. Remember, the snake was cursed to the ground on its belly. For the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite anymore everything living as I have done. Do you know the first day in office for the US president is going to be exactly 666 months after the moon landing? That's not an accident. All right, Apollo, which sounds like Apollyon, which is Revelation 9:11 with Abaddon. Remember Houston Astros won the World Series in 2022, they won it on 11/5, exactly 2 years before this election. And the moon landing was connected to Houston. Houston, we have a problem. All right, that was quoted as a phrase spoken during Apollo 13, a NASA manned mission in the Apollo space program. No one's been to the moon. I'll tell you that straight. Sorry, YouTube. No one's been to the moon. And let me tell you this. Listen to this. This is from my book. This Uruguay game still 1-1. Man, if this is a shootout, my golly gosh. Listen to this for another 11/5. On 11/5/2016, exactly 8 years before the upcoming election, and 3 days before the 2016 presidential election, Trump was speaking at a rally in Reno, Nevada, when a man in the crowd screamed, "Gun," causing Trump to be rushed off stage by security and the man to be tackled by surrounding members in the crowd. Guys, I've just seen this in my book now. Exactly 8 years before the election, there was a man in a crowd that screamed "gun," and Trump was rushed off stage. This was on 11/5. And now we've got this assassination attempt 115 days before 11/5 and 115 days after Baron Trump's birthday. He does have an addiction with Apollo. You got Apollo 11. You got 9/11 on the 11th day of the month in the 11th state of the US, which is New York. The Twin Towers look like an 11. 9/11 was exactly 11 years after George Bush Sr.'s New World Order speech. Trump's talking about bringing in this new world order, in the name of peace, in the name of love, in the name of making America great again. Trump says the show must go on. Again, another reference to the fact that it is somewhat of a show. Satan's the puppet master, though. This is why I'm saying you have to put your faith in God, because you can't put your faith in man. We're just corrupt, guys. You can't put your faith in man. It's not going to work out for you, especially now with where this world's going. So remember, Man City won the treble and their captain was Gundogan, number 8. Gundogan. You've got the Euro final tomorrow on 14/7, the same day as the Copa America final, the same day as the Wimbledon final. Trump's first wife, Ivana Trump, died on 14/7. Prince Philip died 9/8. Prince Philip died 4/9. Elizabeth 9/8. 49 plus 98, 147. Adolf Hitler, the Chancellor of Germany, exactly 147 months, 147 windows in the White House. Well, that all connects to Revelation 14:7. Guys, it's all Revelation 14:7. That's it. Saying with a loud voice, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. If you want to know why all these events are going on 14/7 and why Trump's first wife died on 14/7, I've just given you it there with that verse. And for you guys who don't know the Bible, Revelation's the final book of the Bible. It's the 66th book. It's why the Church of Satan was founded in 66. It's why England won the World Cup in 66. In England, 4-2. And the beast reigns for 42 months. If Djokovic pulls off a shock tomorrow, he's 4-2 against Alcaraz. Or he can drop to 3-3. And that's how tough these codes are, because the World Cup final finished 3-3 after extra time. Argentina won the shootout 4-2. This is what you're up against with coding these events, with sports. You know the topic, you know what they revolved around, but the same numbers always appear. 42-33. Okay, it's one of the toughest ones to code, when somebody can become 4-2 or 3-3. Mark my words. Mark my words. So I'll give you an example of how tough this coding is. If England win tomorrow, Spain stay on 3 Euro titles. England get the first, 31, 11th prime. Spain can get their 11th loss. England can become the 11th nation to win the Euros. Now, on the other hand, you have the fact that Spain can get their 4th, England can stay on 0. 9/11, it began at 820, and 820 is the 40th triangular number. We know Jesus fasted 40 days and 40 nights. So this is the stuff. I can find all of this, and it is incredible, but the devil does not make this easy. But I almost feel like today with this assassination attempt, that it is kind of easy, that it was all a show. All right. Like I said, if you are genuinely serious about shooting somebody, you've got to have trained. You've got to have shot a gun before. Unless you was like a child, unless some like 5-year-old got hold of a gun and he's just doing all of that. There's no way you should be missing your target. If you're going to be planning this, you must have planned it way in advance. And like I said, how has a guy got through security with a gun? How? Surely when Trump's doing a rally, you don't just cruise up there. They must check your bags. They have to. This is Donald Trump. This is a guy who is worshipped. This is a guy who is arguably the most famous person walking the earth. You don't just let people just cruise up to him without doing a security check. Let's check the date from the upcoming anniversary of 9/11. Well, it is 10 months and 2 days after the recent anniversary. 9/11 was 102 minutes. And it's 8 weeks and 4 days before the upcoming one. Trump connects to 84. His birth is 14/6. 14 times 6 is 84. United States of America equals 84. The Basilica was struck twice by lightning exactly 84 years after Vatican City was founded. That's why at the World Cup, guys, you have 8 groups of 4. It's just a mind-boggling. This Uruguay game is still 1-1. I'm looking at these Canada players: Scheffelberg, Forgaroles, Ahmed. Who are these players? Who are they? Like the Uruguay squad, I've heard of all of them. This Canada squad, it's laughable. It's honestly laughable. Where the world is in regards to sports. So are these people fallen angels, like living amongst us? Are they, like, honestly, or are they just possessed? Or they just have the Antichrist spirit? Who are they? Who is Trump? Who is Tyson? Who is Brady? Who is Jim Carrey? Are these just regular people? It all just seems a bit suspect at the moment. Like, we know that a third of the angels were cast out of heaven like a lightning bolt to heaven, from heaven to earth. So they're here, this invisible realm. But are they literally running governments, and are these the principalities, the spiritual wickedness in high places? The likes of Trump? Like the guy was an actor and into real estate, and he ended up running the nation with no political background. The Ukraine prime minister was an actor and comedian, and in one of his shows, he played the role of being a prime minister or a president. And now is the prime minister. Is it prime minister with Ukraine or president? I sometimes get mixed up. It says that he's a politician and former entertainer. Again, it just comes back to the fact that the world's a stage, doesn't it? He was an entertainer, Trump an entertainer. I know LeBron overtook Kobe in the scoring charts on Zelensky's birthday. I know that the Warriors won the NBA Finals the year that Russia invaded the Ukraine, and Wardell Curry got the MVP. The stuff Steph Curry does, again, what is it? Is it black magic? Is it talent? Is he a fallen angel? Is it technology? What Steph Curry is able to do? That even Tony, who's taking penalties, and he said he don't even look at the ball. You're basically blind then. I don't know. You could say, oh, he's just mastered it. Why would you not look at the ball? He said he's like looking like that and he scores. And the saying is like the best penalty taker there is. He's not even looking at the ball. That sounds like he's possessed, that he could literally have his eyes closed and score because it's not him doing it. Right. I didn't expect to do this live. Like I said, I'm pretty wiped out. I have to continue coding a few things tomorrow. And I've told you, I've got loads of images of Trump pretending that he has a gun in his hand. That Phil Foden, Mr. Number 47, he started doing the gun celebration. I've covered all of this in videos. Phil Foden's number 47 for City. All right. He's got a 47 tattoo on his neck. Trump's running to be 47th president. Foden all of a sudden started doing this gunshot celebration. And now he's in the final of the Euros that began on Trump's birthday. Phil Foden. Phil Foden replaced David Silva. The atomic number for silver is 47. And David Silva, Spanish, Spain against England. Judas sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. That's why Messi wore the number 30 when he came on the scene, and why he wore 30 at Paris Saint-Germain. All right. Site of Jesus founded in Paris, France. And it's also why this Euros last 30 days. Why this Euros is going to last 30 days. It's why Steph Curry wears number 30. And he's worshipped as a god. But he's a Judas, like all of these who claim they're Christians, like Steph and many others, and Ronaldo, who is clearly not a Christian. If you see what he gets up to in the Middle East and what he says and how he's dressed and who he truly worships, who he worships before he takes a free kick. He doesn't say Jesus Christ. I'll tell you that for nothing. All right? They're all worshipping their gods, and it ain't the Jesus of the Bible. Same with Trump. Trump said, I don't need to ask for forgiveness, when the whole Bible preaches repenting. All right? He doesn't believe he has to ask for forgiveness because he doesn't believe that there's anybody higher than him. Even though he talks about God, he doesn't back it up with his actions, and he definitely don't back it up with what he actually says. All right? Saying things like, I don't need to ask for forgiveness. I just drink my little wine and eat my little bread, and I'm okay. That's not somebody reborn in Christ. And he's using the Bible to get people to vote for him and to trust him. And these people will trust in Trump more than they trust in Jesus. And that's the real issue with the world right now. So, yeah, I've just done this off the cuff. I'm sure I could have gone deeper. Yeah, you got the AK-47 gun. Thank you for that, which connects to the Soviet Union. Yeah, the AK-40. You got Agent 47, the video game. We know Trump's an agent. Agent 47, have you guys played that or watched it? I think it's a movie and a video game. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of black magic being used. There's no doubt about it. The whole world marveled after the beast. Yeah, like, is Trump, I think, is the little horn Trump, if you study scripture. And it talks about how the beast is going to speak great blasphemies for 42 months. Trump speaks so much blasphemy, it's only going to get more outrageous as well. He's going to look to bring in the New World Order. That's what he's going to do. Because the US is collapsing under the leadership of Biden. Trump's going to make some major changes. And he's already talking about digital ID. Why? So immigrants don't come in. All right? He's talking about digital ID. This is the mark of the beast that he's promoting. And people are cheering it because they don't know Revelation 13, 16 through 18. So he does everything like Satan in the name of love. In his case, in the name of making America great again. And again, it sounds great. It sounds great. Make America great again. I can promise you this, this, and this. How can you promise a snake? I mean, how can you trust a snake who constantly goes against his promises? How can you put your faith in somebody who is a complete proven liar and deceiver, corrupt. 2 Corinthians 11:3, it says, "But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ." So remember, Trump was elected to become the 45th US president in 2016, the year that Kobe retired. Kobe's nickname was the Black Mamba, which is a poisonous snake. And in Job 20:16, it says, "He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him." Now, speaking of vipers, check this out. Do you want to know who won the Royal Rumble in 2016? Randy Orton, the Viper. All right. So you got the Black Mamba retiring, which is a poisonous snake. You got Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble in 2016, the year that Trump's voted in, who reads out the snake poem. Like what Randy Orton does in the ring, that is a demon. To look the way he looks, move the way he is, perform the way he does, that's somebody who is a demon. And he says, "I hear voices in my head." Demons. They come to me and understand, they talk to me. So straight up telling you that he's got voices in his head, they talk to him. All right, they give him power. You got Kobe, who would talk about this like dark magic that would take over when he's on the court. So I don't know how many more times they have to reveal the truth. LeBron doing satanic rituals before a game. There's many of them that do that. And we cheer it and we rejoice in evil. That's what a lot of us do. We rejoice in evil. We rejoice in deception. We rejoice in sin. And anybody who's trying to call it out will not be loved. That's why Jesus said, "They hated me first." So I know the stuff that I talk about. If I say this stuff to a Trump fan, they're going to call me jealous or a Biden supporter or indoctrinated by the Bible. It's like, can you not hear everything that I'm saying? Like, it's pretty relevant and it can all be checked. What's your standpoint in all of this? That you trust in a corrupt politician? On what grounds? And then they'll get emotional and get defensive because that's what people do and not living in the truth. They get easily offended. So Trump's a snake, guys. We're up against principalities, rulers of the darkness of this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. We're up against those who claim to be followers of Christ, but the Synagogue of Satan, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Did you know that the US administered the first shots of the Pfizer COVID shots exactly 8 years after the Sandy Hook shooting? And Kobe wore number 8, and he took more shots than any player in the history of the NBA. Now, just imagine how sick they are in the head if they know this. If they are a group of people who are part of the occult and they fully know that this is all a satanic circus and they're basically the headlining act, they might get away with it here on earth, but God sees everything. That's something that gives me peace. So if they are somehow coming together, intentionally deceiving the world, God sees what they're doing. We might not. We might not have all the evidence that we need, but God does. So this Uruguay game is still a draw. I'm waiting for this to be a shootout. And there's like 15 minutes left now. I'm kind of staying on to see if it's a shootout. And I have to figure out who would win the shootout. I can't figure it out off the top of my head. Donnie Trump, eh? Damien Thorne from the movie The Omen, born 6/6/66, the day that Trump's grandmother died, Elizabeth Christ Trump. And Trump has proven to be a world-class actor. He's been involved in the wrestling industry, like he had his own TV show, didn't he? The Apprentice. Is a false messiah. You got Daniel, who prophesies of a goat stubborn king of the West that will make his nation great in the end times, or claim to. 1 Corinthians 15:52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and shall be changed. Guys, if you don't believe Trump connects to the 7 trumpets, I don't know what to say. It connects, guys, to the 7 trumpets. This guy claims to be a devout believer of God, and he said he has a great relationship with God. His criminal actions do not reflect that. He blatantly mocks Jesus in many ways. He wants to be worshipped like Jesus. He told us with a smile on his face that he likes to go to church, especially on Christmas and Easter, which are blatantly pagan celebrations. Still don't know why people give their kids chocolate eggs on Easter. If it's about Christ, I don't know what he says about chocolate eggs in the Bible. Trump says he likes to do the right thing and not ask for forgiveness. He is not a godly man. He's got nothing in common with Jesus. Jesus was from the Middle East. Trump wouldn't even let Jesus in the country with his ideology. Jesus heals the blind. Trump mocks the handicapped. Jesus turned the other cheek. Trump will grab your titties. Jesus turned water into wine. Trump just whines, constantly whining. All right. He so desperately wants to be worshipped like God. He believes that he has the solution to every problem. Canada are winning. What the heck? It's just becoming more and more laughable at this point. Canada are beating Uruguay. J. David. Who's this? It's all just big distraction, isn't it? Number 10, is he? All right, he's born 114. World War equals 114. Born in New York, just like Trump. His middle name's Christian. His middle name's Christian, which starts with Christ. Jonathan Christian David. I told you about David in the Bible, King David. He's got the same birthday as Declan Rice, this guy. Canada beating Uruguay. I was hoping this would be a shootout. What can you say? Honestly, what can you say? It's absolutely outrageous. And Donald Trump said the Bible is really great, like a great movie. Yet he can't name any verses. All right, you probably don't know the difference between a verse and a chapter. So think about Trump Tower. His sign's a big T, which is the cross. People would say, what would Trump do instead of what would Jesus do? What would Trump do? Became a whole hashtag. WWTD, the WW, like World War, World Wrestling. When he was asked about his favorite verse, he said, I wouldn't want to get into it because to me, that's very personal. Trump explained at the time, the Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into the specifics. I don't want to get into the specifics of the Bible. You're supposed to want to preach the word, spread the gospel. You don't say, I don't want to get into the specifics. It's not a court case. So I'm going to go, guys. I really appreciate you all watching this. Maybe I'll do a detailed code later. I've got many other things that I need to get done. But yeah, I just saw, Canada scored. Just outrageous. But again, Christian David. Born in New York, playing for Canada. There's more and more of this, guys. They're born in a nation, they're representing another nation. That wasn't really much of a thing for me growing up. I'm seeing it everywhere now. They're born here, but they play for this team. Like, why would you choose Canada over the US? In reality, you wouldn't. US are a better team. You choose the better team. So, yeah, more and more people are going to worship Trump now with what happened. Don't trust the snake. Much love, Tommy King. Thank you for everything. I hope you enjoyed these insights. If you can please hit the like on your way out, I would appreciate that. But yes, Trump has a great relationship with his God, which is Satan, not with the God of the Bible. So, yeah, guys, let's see what happens. But do not put your trust in these snakes. Take care. Thank you all for watching. I'm very grateful for your support. And much love, guys. God has already won. If Trump wins this election or Kamala Harris or Biden, don't matter to me anymore. God's already got the victory. Take care. Much love. Off I go. Woo!